The very first thing we need to put on this map, given what we want the end product to look like, is the outlines of the counties that we're going to be working with. To do that, you're going to need something called a KML file. The KML stands for Keyhole Markup Language. It's a mapping format, a geospatial formatted file. And other mapping applications take or use map files in different formats. A shapefile is a common version. It has an SHP extension, but if you're going to work in Google My Maps, you're going to need a KML file. They can be produced on their by you. You can produce custom ones. You can get somebody else's KML file and pare it down for your own purposes. That's a little complicated, not as complicated as you might think, but just to keep this lesson simple, I went ahead and made that file for you, and I made it available to you via a download from the D2L site. I'll also put a link to it in the comment section of this video. But just understand that you don't typically get handed a custom KML file that is exactly what you need. You often have to edit it or acquire it and then work with it a little bit. I'll show you later in the course how to do that. So if you're wondering how to do that, don't be anxious. It's coming up. But I just want to keep this introduction really simple. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my desktop. I've already downloaded that zip file. It's called nasharea.zip. And what you need to do is there's a KML file inside of this zip file, and you need to get the KML file out of the zip file. If you just try to upload the zip file to Google My Maps, it's not going to work because Google My Maps doesn't know how to pull a KML file out of a zip file. You've got to do that part on your own. Different computer systems and platforms handle this in little different ways, but on a on a Windows 10 PC, you can just do this. Just double-click on the zip file. Some kind of a zip file handler is probably going to open up. Just find the Nash area KML. It's inside the zip file. Click it and drag it out to your desktop. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And then we'll come back here and get it. Now, sometimes students want to click on this file right away and try to open it. That's probably not going to work either. If you have GIS software installed on your computer, it might work if you have something that recognizes the KML file. But more than likely, your computer's not going to know what to do with this. But that's okay. You don't need to open it on your computer. All you need to do is get it from your computer, uploaded and imported into the Google My Maps file that you're working in, and that My Maps map file is on Google servers, not on your computer. So let's look at how to do that. Let me go back to my browser, and I have by default I have this untitled layer. A layer is GIS speak for an area of the map that you can put stuff in, and you can add multiple layers to a map and so on. But just find the import button for that untitled layer and click it. And then you can either drag that map file into here, or I'm just going to navigate to it. That's what I'm used to doing. So there it is on my desktop, the Nashville area.kml. Again, don't try to import the zip file. That's not going to work. Import the actual KML file. Just click it and click open. And Google My Maps will do the rest. It's going to grab that file and bring it in, stick it on the map, zoom to where it is on the map, and show it to you. And that's what you're looking at right here. So here's Davidson County right in the center, and all the contiguous counties, including Rutherford, where MTSU is. Notice that I've included Cheatham County right here to the west of Davidson County. Now remember, we don't have data for Cheatham County because Cheatham County isn't among the counties that are large enough to have median rent data available in the 1-year American Community Survey. But that's okay. We can either leave it on the map and just have no data for it. That's one approach, or you can even delete it if you want to. I'll show you how to do that. And then which of those things you do is up to you. But I kind of like having it in there because it looks better with it there than without, because then you kind of have this big missing chunk of the map here to the left of Nashville. But again, you can delete it if you like. All right, so in the next video, I'll show you how to begin adding your rent data to this map so that you can share it with your users.